This is an exciting day. I frequently claim that Macon is the most important music city in the United States. And I make that claim sometimes even when I haven't been drinking. I think it's true. According to no less an authority than Bob Dylan, the greatest blues singer ever emerged from Middle Georgia, Blind Willie McTell. The king of soul, Otis Redding, came from Middle Georgia. The people in Memphis think that rock and roll came from Memphis, but that's not true. Rock and roll came from the Pleasant Hill neighborhood of Macon in the form of Little Richard. Southern rock emerged out of the Capricorn recording studios here in Macon, and we have a great heritage in classical music as well. Great opera singers like Leah Partridge came from Macon, and of course, most notably, the greatest violin soloist in history. Oh my Lord. Bobby McDuffie is from Macon. Like a lot of towns this size, we struggled for years in maintaining a symphony orchestra. It was challenging, and eventually the symphony orchestra left this community, and it was a tremendous loss for all of us. And a number of folks have been exploring different possibilities for returning a symphony orchestra experience to this community over the last several years. I will say some of those ideas nearly gave me a stroke when I would hear about them, but my friend and colleague, Bobby McDuffie, came up with an idea that really made sense and sounded like something that would work. He took that idea to our friends at Peyton Anderson, and they agreed that it was a good idea. And usually when you see something good happening in Macon, the Peyton Anderson Foundation has its fingers at work on it. So I'm really pleased to announce today that by virtue of a partnership between the Robert McDuffie Center for Strings at Mercer's Townsend School of Music and players with the Atlanta Symphony Orchestra and our friends at the Peyton Anderson Foundation, symphony music will return to Macon, Georgia. So thank you all. So Karen Lambert directs the Peyton Anderson Foundation. I really always want to thank her and her trustees, fellow trustees with the foundation. And I'd like you to say a few words about this initiative, Karen.
Thank you, Bill. I am really very, very pleased to be here and be part of this important announcement today. You know, we all know that the absence of a symphony orchestra has really left a critical void in our community and its cultural life. But once again, Mercer University, with the Robert McDuffie Center for Strings, has stepped forward to make possible the restoration of a symphony orchestra that will likely be on a higher plane than this community has ever enjoyed. We're so grateful. The foundation was pleased and persuaded to join you in this creative venture for several reasons. First, it was very important to the trustees that lying behind this initiative was the strength and reliability of Mercer and the McDuffie Center. That support assured us that the project was being built on the rock of stability for the future. Thank you, Bill. Thank you, Bobby. Second, our support of this initiative underscores the foundation's commitment to preserve and strengthen the cultural life of our region, including the historic importance of music that runs so very deep in our character and in our heritage. Third, we believe that the loss of our community's orchestra several years ago did leave a very deep void, and we can't be a great city if we don't foster the arts, including the vibrant sounds of music. Access to this very high level of performance will make us a better and a more complete community. Finally, The foundation is pleased, in addition to bringing the best of orchestral music from the world's great composers, you're seeking to broaden the range of music in an effort to be more inclusive and reach out to everyone in the community. We believe that enriching the cultural life and experience of all of our citizens is vital to our well-being as a community. Thank you for the creative thought and the planning that is bringing this orchestra to life. The Peyton Anderson Foundation is very pleased to be your partner in this very exciting endeavor. Thank you.
We've got a great dean at the Townsend School of Music, and I'm going to invite David Keith to come and make a few remarks.
I want to echo the president and express my appreciation, Karen, to you and the foundation for the confidence that you're showing in the School of Music and the Robert McDuffie Center for Strings. This generous grant is going to enable our students to be mentored by some of the finest winds and brass players in the country. To have this kind of collaboration with the Atlanta Symphony Orchestra will allow our students, as well as the Macon and Middle Georgia community, to experience the great wealth of symphonic literature that exists and demonstrate that the arts are alive and well in Macon and at Mercer. Music matters at Mercer, and Karen, we cannot thank you enough for your trust in us. It's my pleasure to introduce two great musicians who are going to speak about the importance of this grant and the impact that it's going to have in the McDuffie Center for Strings. First, Robert McDuffie is the founder of the center, and Amy Schwartz Moretti is the director of the McDuffie Center for Strings. So Bobby, why don't you come?
Hey everybody. Thank you, Bill Underwood, for your remarkable investment in our program. We will always be grateful to you. And thank you, Dean Keith, for your leadership and for your nurturing and protecting our students. That means more than you'll ever know. Thank you, Karen and Peyton Anderson Foundation. This is the second partnership that we've had. For those of y'all who don't know, Peyton Anderson helped us create a distance learning technical area at the school, and in COVID, it's been essential. So thanks to you, I've been able to teach our students from Europe, and many of our faculty who have not been able to make it to Macon have been teaching from home, thanks to Peyton Anderson Foundation. So a double thank you to you. We also have several board members of the McDuffie Center and the new Symphony. I'm just really grateful to them for being here. I grew up in Macon. I was a talented violin player. I played every Rotary Club, every church, every synagogue. I played everywhere. But I had to leave Macon to realize my potential. What Mercer has done is to create a conservatory within a university environment and a school of music that is at a level where we now attract talented, world-class musicians to come to Macon to realize their potential. And that's a really beautiful thing. We also owe it to our students to give them a symphony orchestra that matters and that is high level and that is elite. Amy and Ward are going to talk a little more about the details with the Atlanta Symphony musicians, but I just want to say we not only owe it to our students, several of whom are here today, but we owe it to the musicians from Macon, the groundbreaking musicians from Macon who put Macon on the map. We owe it to Otis. I see Justin here. We owe it to Otis. We owe it to Greg and Dwayne Allman. We owe it to Chuck Lavelle. We owe it to Little Richard. We owe it to Mike Mills and Bill Berry, who left Macon to form REM. We can't just be good. We have to be great. And that's what we're going to give this community. And we're not just going to, as Karen mentioned, we're not just going to check a civic pride box. We're going to be relevant. Yes, we're going to play the famous classical music works, or I like to say dead white European male composers. We will play those pieces, but we are going to connect to the wider culture in Macon, and you have my word on that. And if we don't, we're not relevant, and you can hold us to that. So just wanted to let you know my thought process behind all of this. I still love my hometown, and so proud of what all of us have been able to achieve. So thanks to those of you who helped make this vision become a reality. So pleased to introduce Amy Schwartz Moretti, who is the director of the center and a pretty damn good fiddle player. Here she comes. Thank you.
Thank you, Bobby. And thank you. I echo all of the appreciation and thanks to everyone. It really is an exciting day for us, and I think it's actually hitting home now. This has been kind of it somehow has felt easy that this has all come together, but it's a really exciting big deal for us, and especially in the midst of all that's going on in our world, for us to have something wonderful, exciting, inspirational, and aspirational to bring here. I came to Macon 14 years ago to get the McDuffie Center started, and this is a proud moment for me. To date, we have our young artist alumni out in the world, forming chamber music festivals, recording and releasing music videos, maintaining highly visible social media pages, teaching and serving in leadership roles in the great symphony orchestras of San Francisco, Helsingborg, Sweden, Phoenix, St. Louis, Alabama Symphony, to name a few. Our distinguished artist faculty is the absolute best in the world. We consistently send our undergraduates on to top graduate schools like Juilliard, New England Conservatory, and Yale on full scholarships. I do want to actually take this moment to introduce 3 of our students who have been able to come. They've broken away from some in-between classes today. Virgil, actually, can the 3 of you come up here for a second? This is freshman violinist Virgil Moore. He's come to us from Virginia. I think this shows a great cross-section of our young artists here at the center. So Virgil has come here as a freshman. Allie Cohen is a junior, rising senior from Pennsylvania, and they both play violin. And Sato Karasaki is an artist diploma student who's here from California, who has already done his undergrad and master's work at Indiana University and has chosen to come here to really refine and perfect his skills. He gave an incredible recital the other day. I wish you all could have heard it. So they will be here if anyone wants to talk with them afterwards, but I know that they, as we've been speaking about this, that they are just as excited as we all are about this opportunity. What an incredible opportunity for them to get to play alongside the principal players of the Atlanta Symphony. So thank you for being here today. Because of our small size, diversity, and level of our talented young people at the center, we have what I like to describe as a boutique style of musical learning. It can be personalized to each individual. We have our business curriculum that we're pursuing with our degree plan, and we offer the highest level conservatory training. And now, with the support from the university, Peyton Anderson Foundation, the McDuffie Center Board of Visitors, and this community, and using the talent that already exists here in the center alongside the talented professionals, and these are the principal players of the Atlanta Symphony, winds and brass and percussion. We are creating a locally sourced top flight orchestra that will offer music of the highest caliber. This is a great cultural gem for this community and our school, and I can't wait to enjoy these performances. I want to now turn it over to Ward Stair. He has been the music director here with the center and the Mercer University Orchestra for, it's been about 10 years now. He's been distinguished artist at the center, and he's going to tell us a little bit more.
Thank you, Amy. Thank you all for being here. And I just want to echo the thanks that we all feel to Karen and the Peyton Anderson Foundation for this wonderful opportunity. President Underwood for your support. Dean Keith, you're amazing for us just to feel the support that you give us on a daily basis. Really makes us not worry about anything that we shouldn't be worrying about. We can focus on the music. So thank you for that. Thank you to Bobby and Amy for being such great colleagues. As Amy said, we have just an incredible group of artists that come together at the McDuffie Center, and I can't believe it's been almost 10 years that I've been here in Macon, and it's flown by, and I'll keep coming back because it's just an incredible group of musicians, and I really believe in what Bobby is doing here and what Mercer is doing with the center. It's a program unlike anything else, I think, in this country. It's really special, and it's something, it just gives me great pleasure and pride and joy to see our students thrive here and then go on to make music all over the world, really. And this opportunity that we have today is really fantastic. It's a great opportunity for the students. It's an incredible opportunity for our community here in Macon because, as you've heard, we've been without a full symphony orchestra for a number of years now. And I think having the opportunity to have these incredible musicians from the Atlanta Symphony come down and play alongside our McDuffie Center strings is going to just be dynamite. I mean, you're going to hear some top shelf music making right here in Macon, which is just incredibly exciting. And this partnership with the Winds and Brass gives us a lot more opportunities and possibilities with the repertoire. So, you'll hear us play the Beethoven and Mozart symphonies that we all know and love, but having a full orchestra with winds and brass gives us an opportunity to go much further. And I'm committed, Bobby and Amy, and we are all committed to broadening our reach and to creating new opportunities with new groups, with new artists, and really shining the spotlight on the incredible talent that's right here in Macon. I know I don't need to tell you all that. There is an incredible wealth of talent right here in Macon, and our first program is a great example of that. I want to tell you a little bit about what we have planned for the fall. Just a couple days ago, I had a wonderful meeting with Carla and Justin and Kim over at the Otis Redding Foundation, and we're planning something really extraordinary for our first concert. We are going to collaborate with the Redding Foundation, and we are going to feature artists that have come out of their Songwriters Camp, a program that they've had going for several years now in the summer. And I'll tell you, I went in there with high expectations, but they just blew me away. When I heard some of these creations, some of these pieces of music that have been created right here at the Redding Foundation in Macon, I was just absolutely blown away and moved. And there are some incredible things going on right here. So we're going to take a selection of these songs and have them arranged for full symphony orchestra and give the students the opportunity to perform with these world-class musicians right here in Macon alongside a Beethoven symphony and a Prokofiev symphony. So it's going to be a very diverse kind of program, unlike anything that you've probably ever heard on a symphony program, in fact. And that's just the beginning. That's just how we're going to start things off. And we look forward to making new relationships, new collaborations with all parts of our community so that we can really enrich everyone's life. Because music, at the end of the day, is about bringing people together. It's about joy. It's about quality of life. It's about learning, it's about sharing, and I can't think of a better place or a better way to do that than right here in Macon with this new partnership. So you have a lot to enjoy, a lot to look forward to, and I'm really thrilled. So thank you all for being here, and thank you for your support.
So this is very exciting. I want to thank Bobby for the vision behind this program. I want to thank Ward for the execution we're looking forward to. I want to thank Amy for the tremendous work she does with these talented young musicians. I want to thank Karen for bringing the necessary resources to the table to get this done. This is a big deal for Middle Georgia, you all. It's another great step forward for this community. And thank you all for being here, and I look forward to seeing you at the first show, Ward. We'll take questions from any of you who have questions, and we're adjourned.